Well, hello, my pickles, my snowflakes, and my turtles. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto and Carnivish. And doing total carbs under 20 is my way of success. That's how it worked for me. And I always encourage people to do low total carbs. If you're at a plateau, if you're stalling, if you're thinking that something is just not as clean and as successful as it could be, I always say, lower those darn total carbs. It's worked for me. And I've entered into a new phase. But if you're just keto, stay right where you are, little ones, and enjoy the ride. Keto works. It is probably the success banner that any flagpole would have under the American flag. Is Keto was the one program that brings it all together. The victories are just incredible, and they can be yours. And I am always so happy when I see people cleaning up their diet while doing keto. Somebody just messaged me that they are working on giving up their Tarani syrups. I know what that feels like. I never got into the Tarani syrups, but I do have quite a collection of alternative sugars that I was putting in my coffee until I gave them up. Never, ever, ever forget your littlest of victories. You know, for some of us, it's diet soda. For this woman, it's the Torani syrups. For me, it was the alternative sugars. It was also the gum. And if you're a gum chewer, until you give it up, you don't realize, wow, I was just kind of so used to that. That was kind of like breathing. There was always a stick of gum in my mouth. I was always chawing away. And then it was funny, there was a Megabucks winner. This was probably a couple of years ago. And she won, you know, gazillions of dollars. She was from Western Mass. And when, you know, the camera's on her and she's left with a smile on her face. And I was thinking, oh, those millions will keep you in gum. But I sat there and I said, you know, that could be what I look like. You know, I used gum. Gum was a better bad choice, a BBC. And I'm sure a lot of you got used to BBCs if you were from the Weight Watcher origination, and where we gave up something for something else. And those packets, those pink, yellow, and blue packets, weren't those BBCs? Better bad choices from the, oh my God, can you imagine sugar? And of course, I always feel that, come to find out, maybe having that sugar wouldn't have been such a bad thing. It's a little bit more foodish than the chemicals in those things. And so as we go along, giving up even our better bad choices, things that got us through. You know, for some, it could be the bottled salad dressings that were low fat, or whatever choice was yours, where you could get the most wet for your points, or now with your carbs. And I switched on my salad dressings. I was having macadamia nut oil and extra virgin olive oil. And then I switched out the olive oil for the ghee, the Fourth and Heart ghee. And I melt that along with the macadamia nut oil. And now I'm down to just 15 grams of the total of the two, 10 of the ghee and 5 of the macadamia nut oil. And my salads are now 25 grams of sweet baby lettuce from Olivia's, which when you scan it with your camera, it comes up as State Garden. And so I thought that was interesting. So it's still under the Olivia title. But don't ever forget all the incredible victories you've had leading into a cleaner way of living with your keto. I mean, first of all, it's just the grains and the sugars. I mean, isn't that kind of amazing when you think of it? And I just got this book, and I will be reading from it. And it was exactly how I looked at my standard American diet that I thought was healthy with the whole grains. The name of the book is Fiber Menace, and on the cover they have a bowl of screws, um, which is kind of funny. That would kill your abdomen. And it's a fascinating read, and it's not unlike the Wheat Belly for me. Reading those two books about what I gave up is incredible because it really brings to mind how, when we get here to keto, how much we have given up, what sacrifices we've made already just to be here. The cleaning up that I'm talking about today, is going from net carbs to total carbs. It's giving up the shakes and the candy bars with wigs, also known as protein bars. It's giving up the diet sodas. It's giving up the artificial sweeteners in our coffee. It's really cleaning things up. I recently gave up almond milk and cashew milk. I was having those two things in my great big NutriBullet lattes that I have every day, and I cut those out. And then I worked on the oxalates, which are in spinach and so many other places, but definitely almonds too. I still have my keto pizza on Saturdays, and that's with almond flour. So there's some oxalates in that, but it's a whole lot less than it used to be. So cleaning up your side of the keto street can be just amazing with all the different parts. And never ever forget those little non-scale victories. They're incredible, and how they make you feel, and how just a tightened up appetite and food plan and tracker and refrigerator. It just keeps things ever so simple. And I recently posted the meats that we were cooking on the Big Green Egg one Sunday, and somebody said, cook once and eat, 2 or 3 times for the rest of the week. And it's so true. We had, there were chuck steaks, little chuck steaks, filet mignon, ribeye, pork spare ribs. Yeah, I guess that's it. But all those things will lead us into a week of unbelievable meat eating, and it's great. I made the Whole Foods animal welfare #1 chuck roast, and cooked that in my Martha Stewart enamel crock pot, don't you know? Cooked that, and so that's also in the fridge, along with the Whole Foods animal welfare #1 sweet Italian sausage as fillers. And so all those things are in there. Tomorrow I'm bringing 2 bags of foods that we don't eat anymore. Just things. I'm not doing fancy Nancy cooking. So the food pantry is going to be the very happy recipient of tons of things, not to mention cans and cans and cans of tomato puree and diced and things like that. Those things aren't used either. And I used to make a lot of soups with those things, and then some pasta sauce. I can't believe I'm saying pasta, but you know what I mean. And I would cook Greg's Italian sausage and put them in some sauces for him. And even he's gotten away from that stuff, and he still partakes in the standard American diet, but I don't. I have a very reduced, mostly meat food plan now. I practice my OMAD daily, and we eat between 2 and 3, and it's just my perfect time of day. It began mostly because I work at night, overnight, so I go to bed at 4:30 in the afternoon so I can get some hours in before I wake up for my shift. And it was timing really nicely, but it also timed really nicely with what my body wanted, which was to eat midday, and that OMAD could carry me. If I was eating alone, I'd probably eat at 2 every day, but I wait for Greg, and so we eat between like 2:30 and 3:30 every day, and I love it. Today, in my mostly carnivish food plan, These are my macros for the day. I am having 1,410 calories. I'm having almost 72 grams of protein. I'm having 0.9 carbs, and I'm having 124 grams of fat. So in those 1,400 calories of foods are spare ribs, are I think I'm going to have like 2 ounces of the chuck steak, and the very, very, very small sweet baby lettuce salad with the 15 grams of ghee slash macadamia nut oil on it. And that's my OMAD. And it works and it carries me through. Sometimes I'm hungry before my OMAD, and the carnivores say, go ahead and eat, but I haven't yet. I wait. I still have fatty coffees, but I've cut the ghee in half on those as well. And as I said, no sweetener. So there's just some little tweaks, just like my friend who is working on giving up her Tarani syrups. You know, if we tackle our, like, I would do better without things, one at a time, kind of get used to that. Like for me now, to have my coffee without the sweetener in it, it's the most normal thing in the world for me. And 3 weeks ago, it's like, still holding on to it. And then I went to just having it in my first coffee, not having it in the second. And then I had one day and I said, oh, does this have the sweetener in it or not? And I couldn't tell. So if I couldn't tell, then that was the sign to me, you might not even need it. So I used the heavy whipping cream and 7 or 8 grams of the fourth and heart ghee in my coffee, the pink Himalayan. Although I have the Madagascar vanilla bean, I like the Himalayan pink salt. I still have my San Pellegrino or my Garistoller, am I saying it right, Jim? Water, and for the minerals, and my Mountain Valley, which, and I'm moving all to glass. I know this stuff sounds so small and minimal, but you know, it is making a difference. Now I'm beginning to tell the difference of the bubbles in the glass versus the plastic bottles that I have both of. So once I finish off the plastic ones, it's all glass for this baby. And I don't drink a whole lot of water. I drink enough water. I have 2 triple filtered lemon waters a day, with the second one has the 1/4 teaspoon of the no salt or the low salt. I use both, or the new salt, for the electrolytes. And I have my little electrolyte powder in the morning with the lemon squeezed on top of it. So I am still having a lemon, and that seems to work for me. I've even cut down on the electrolyte sweetener that I kind of sprinkled on top of those powders just to remove some of the bitter. And now, instead of, it was 1 packet for 3 days worth of the mixture, now it's 4 days worth of the mixture. So I definitely am very aware of all the things that are going on. They're very small. It wouldn't matter in anybody else's life, but they work in my life, and I'm totally, totally happy. And I do like the idea of the cooking of the meats on the grill, and it's cook once and have 3 or 4 meals out of it for the week, along with the pot roast. And yeah, and then I've got stuff in the freezer if I need to pull. I've got chicken wings for Greg and the sweet Italian sausage. If we get towards the end of the week and we're running low on the protein parts, but it's working, and I love it. I feel a calmness. I feel a simplicity. I love thinning out. You know, I took a load to Salvation Army of kitchen appliances, gadgets, second sets of plates, third sets of plates, just stupid, crazy stuff that, like, you know, for years I've hoarded. You know, I might use these plates one day. No, I won't. I've got, you know, Fiesta for 20, you know, all different sizes and shapes and bowls and plates and mugs and, you know. So I've still got some of the Villeroy and Bach. I've got some, like, you know, fancy left that I still haven't parted with, but I took that load to Salvation Army. It felt great. I took a bag of food to the food pantry last Friday. They're open again tomorrow on Tuesday, so I have 2 bags planned. Tons and tons of like things used when I was doing keto, 100% to make, casseroles and soups and sauces and things like that. All those things unopened will go to the pantry tomorrow. And it feels great, just like my insides. So thank you so much for watching. If you need one-on-one for some like tightening up of bad behaviors and you need to relearn weighing and measuring and the importance of tracking, and the portion distortion has gotten a little out of control once you stopped weighing. So what you thought was, you're putting in your tracker, you're a 4-ounce portion of meat, and it's really like this much on your plate. Yeah, I can help. So anyway, tune in again. That's ketocoachingsarah.com. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you the next time here at Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto and Carnivish. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.